happening, everyone? Happy Shanghai Wednesday. Happy Shanghai Wednesday. That's happening now, I think. Now in the next hour. I'm going to check it up. I'll bring it up and see. I know I saw Gold Key tweet about it's happening 6 hours from 12 Pacific or so. And he said that an hour before then. So yeah, I'm going to say it's happening now or very soon. I'll look it up though. Welcome. Today is open mic. Try to have it about once a month. No promises or anything, but I think it's fun. Interact with the community. Anybody want to jump on, they can. Just if you haven't been on the show before, or if I don't know you, blah blah blah. I just require you got to turn on your video just to keep everyone accountable, all that stuff. But we got a few people I've talked to beforehand who signed up, so it should be a good one. They'll be hopping on from time to time. Let me say hi to the chat real quick before I bring in the couple of gentlemen I see in the green room. Red Squirrel, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Oi. Graphic says, I want to hear some bars go down live. I don't know. One of us may be doing that. Maybe two of us. You never know. Lazy Hexkin. Whoop, sir. Yes. Welcome. Nazim Z15. I like that fire. Corey says, Max, what do you think Shanghai was event prevented V4 from release? That's a good question, Corey. I don't think that was. I mean, if you just look at what happened with that, it was the parameter change for the APY. Was it very, very convenient? Definitely. Coincidence? I don't know. I don't know what RH has got on the war room whiteboard up there, but I don't know. I can make a case either way. Good question. Expedition, thumbs up to you, sir. Thumbs up to you. If you'd like to, there's a button available that'll let you do that. That's true. Compassion at work, no jumping on for me. No worries, man. No worries. Thought I'd throw it out there. Always good to get on with compassion and have compassion, all that good stuff. All right. I think that's we're good on chat. I'm gonna bring the gentleman in first. We got Crypto Kong. What's happening, man?
Nice to meet you. What's up? Nice to meet you.
Yeah. Welcome to the show. I think I talked to you a few weeks ago. And
yeah, I think we talked a little bit ago.
Yeah, you're doing some Icosa stuff, right?
Yeah, I kind of niched down into Icosa right now, so I'm mostly doing Icosa stuff.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you want to give people before I bring the other gentleman in, you want to give people just an intro to you and the ecosystem, all that stuff?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit new to the whole YouTube ecosystem. I've been around cryptos for a little bit. I've seen RH like around the PulseChain sacrifice, so I've kind of been looking at the system, but I haven't really like taken the second look to like dive down and really like pick up things apart. But now I have, so I just have a few things like I kind of came up with and a few new things for today actually, and I just
Nice.
would like to share them with the people, man. Educate the viewers.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, we'll definitely get to it. I think I came across you. Did I come across some of your videos?
So I think I've seen you in the comments on some.
Yeah. Everyone out there, keep making good content because people who I just get recommendations sometimes, or I see a tweet, or I'm just browsing and YouTube actually recommends me people making good content. So I found Pulse Senpai through that. Just randomly came across his stuff. He's crazy with all the PulseChain, PulseX number stuff. And then of course, I came across you as well. So good stuff, YouTube. Man. You're doing something right. Yeah. I'm glad. You did something for them to get it to me.
For them to push it to you. Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Of course. Let me bring in the next gentleman so we can give an intro to before we get started. Welcome to the show, Westcott Crypto.
Hey, what's up?
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
What's up, guys?
What's going on?
I'm chilling, man. I'm happy to be here, man. What's up?
I'm pumped too, man. I was like, me and Westcott have been talking a bit. Graphics came to town the other day, and we had to send him a couple videos of us literally just being inspired, man. Being inspired. Oh. We're like, we got to sing something to him.
Yo, you guys inspired me with that. I'm like, wow, these guys really are showing love right now. I never got that before, man. So that was, man, I was ready to break down when I saw that, bro.
I told Graphics, I'm like, we don't have to post it. Let's just send him a DM. Let's send him a DM, show him the video. Just let him know people seeing his stuff and love and appreciate all the artwork that's been happening.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. It's beautiful.
Of course. Yeah. Do you wanna give it kind of a background? I know a lot of people got to know you by now with all the music, and I'm still getting through your videos, but you want to give people an intro of how you found the ecosystem and what you've been doing?
I'm the typical crypto guy that got wrecked probably back in years ago. I mean, my friends were telling me to get Ethereum. I wasn't listening. I'm like, you know, what are you talking about? What is this whole crypto thing? The government's gonna ban this. So what are we wasting our time for? So I bought a little bit. I bought some Ethereum. I bought maybe half a Bitcoin at the time. I think Bitcoin was like 3,000. And maybe a month went by and I sold that shit at a loss. Thinking, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. So years went by, and obviously I'm like, holy crap, I messed up. Like, what was I doing? And I jumped back in around the time where Shiba was going crazy, and I got wrecked then too. I was buying like these degen protocols like Drip and whatnot, and just getting destroyed. And after one of the influencers in that protocol was talking about Hex, he kept saying, "Oh man, I'm already retired off Hex anyway, so whatever." And that's when the light bulb clicked. Like, let me do a deep dive into this Hex thing. Discovered Richard Hart, and it was just, you know, it was beauty from there, man. So
when you came across Richard, did you see some of his videos or come across like people talking about him? I'm just always curious.
The first video I saw was the Link Up TV with the Burberry shirt, the white moon boots. Oh, yo,
it's one of my favorite.
Yo, I'm watching that. I'm like, yo, not only is this guy smart as hell, but he got the swag. He's American. It's like, yeah, this is me right here. This is Apple. This is Disney. This is it right here. I'm investing
Apple
in this
and
guy.
Disney. I like it.
Yeah, bro.
Apple, Disney, Richard Hart. All right.
Yeah, bro. Facts. So
maybe like vintage Disney. I'm sure like 2023 Disney. I get what you're saying. Though.
Right. Yeah, man. So
dude, that's awesome.
Thank you, man.
I love to hear people's story coming in, because I'm always thinking, you know, did somebody see it on TikTok? Did somebody go to a party? Because I was told about Richard at a party. I mean, it's been forever, you know, 6 years ago. But
I heard
at
that
a party,
story. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, this guy is talking about Ethereum." I'm like, you know.
Yeah, man. I think DCC said that was a good party, man. That was a great party.
Yes, exactly. That was you would know that stream. You would know.
Oh yeah, you know I know that stream.
Yeah. Great video. Man. I know when you covered it, I was like, man, we gotta get this guy some more stuff. Like you're putting out too much value right now. It's great.
Thank you, man. Great. Thank you. Likewise.
Appreciate it. Kelvin says, where are you guys getting your crypto merch? Yeah, what do you I don't know if you're wearing anything, Kong, but
I just got a white tee on it. I don't I don't really wear any crypto merch right now, but
you shouldn't wear it outside, but inside, it's up to you. Yeah.
Inside it'd be pretty cool, but I'm not really sure to get any.
Yeah. Okay. How about you, Westcott?
I got this hat from hexmerch.com, and I'm looking to get more. I know Black Hexagon does a bunch of merch, and Marco the Hexagon, he's sending me one of his hats, and you've seen his hats before with the leather patch and stuff. Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to get that hat, man.
Yeah, sweet hats. Yeah,
bro.
For me too, like I literally made this shirt probably.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I have my own swag. I don't sell it though. No monetization policy. I'll give it away to somebody, but I made this maybe a month or two ago, just to try out, you know, different styles. But
bring me a large in Miami.
That's a good point. All right, let me write that down so I don't forget. I'll definitely get. I'm bringing a lot of T-shirts. I didn't even think about bringing some of the RHMax ones. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate
Westcott
that.
Wants they say a large?
Yeah, large is cool. Yeah, large. You know what? Extra large. Let's put the XL on that thing, just in case.
After you watch it, just in case.
Yeah, right.
That's true. All right.
Man.
We're gonna get
lovely. I see Corey Costa.
I know Corey's here. Yeah, he had asked a very good question to start off the stream too. The Chad of Chads has entered the building. In the building. Every time I think of Westcott got me in the music zone now. I'm thinking Jay-Z. I got Jay-Z and Kanye in my head right now, and all kinds of cool stuff. Yes.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Graphics says Westcott bro legend. Yes.
Yo, graphics a legend too, man. Definitely gonna collab.
So good. It's there's some Timberland, there's some Timberlake floating around right now. It's gonna get it. I got another one I'm gonna tell you about right now.
We'll talk.
I'm saving it. But there's another one I came across today. I'm like, oh my god, this is perfect,
bro. Let's go.
Wild SJ, welcome SJ. Good to see you. Piers
SJ, what up?
Alan says, are we getting a copy of Westcott on PulseChain? Westcott, you want to answer that one?
Of course, man. Yeah, we gonna double up. We're gonna fork myself. So it's
it may be worth more than the one that's on Ethereum. You never know. What's up, ATX? Yeah, good to see you, SJ.
ATX.
Shout out to SJ again for that, man. You two on
Oh,
that
she killed it.
video.
Yeah.
Had chills. I had chills. I'm telling you,
Oh, where?
it was
Wow,
great.
man. That's an
It was
honor,
great.
man. Oh,
It
that's
was.
beautiful. She it was her idea. She came up with it. She hit me up and we made it happen real fast. So
Okay,
dope,
that's
man.
cool to know. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. You want to talk about that? Like, what is, for example, that one or any other one? I'm
Oh,
curious. Like, what is the
it
process
was
for doing these songs?
it was fast. So she already had the lyrics for her part down. So she just she said, "Yo, I got an idea, and what do you think?" She sent me her vocals, and I'm like, "Yo, this is perfect." So I went and grabbed the instrumental. I laid down my part and sent her the track with the open chorus on it, and she sent it right back like maybe a day later, and that was it. Next day, she shot a couple clips for the video. I shot a couple clips. She sent it to me, and I had it done within like 6 hours, something like that. So
Wow.
yeah, it's cool. It's
Wow.
real fast.
Yeah, it's a turnaround. So, have you been just into music and media and producing for a
Man,
while?
hell
Like,
yeah. Well, I'm 34 now, but bro, since I was like 14, I've been trying to be a rapper and a singer or whatever. Like I've been trying to get famous forever, bro.
I hate to
And
tell you, but I think
yeah.
you made it. I think you made it.
Yo, I
You
hope
made it
so, man.
somewhere. I don't know if you're making it like,
I hope
where
so.
you were thinking originally. You're not. Yeah, you're not. You didn't
If-
make it to Jay-Z's level, but man, you made
Right.
it somewhere. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man.
And
I was just ready to give up on the whole thing, and it's like this is kind of, I'm reborn now into the crypto thing. So maybe I could bring my talents to crypto, and it'll get me somewhere close to where I was
Dude,
trying to be.
first, you got to bring your talents to Miami. And,
Oh, for sure. Yo, karaoke? Please
Yeah.
tell me we're doing karaoke.
Well, actually, yeah. Actually, I didn't think about that. It was a LeBron James reference to go in.
Oh,
Miami. But
yeah. That's
also,
right.
also that.
That too. Yeah, man.
All right, man. Awesome. Let me so Kong, there's a couple people in here wanting you to get to your Icosa strategy. So maybe
Let's do it.
we'll dive into that for a little bit too. But
Yeah.
All right.
yeah. You want to share your screen or I'll just let me know?
Yeah. Do you have to give me permission or can I just share it?
If you just hit share, then I'll hit add to screen. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'll share my screen here. So we've all kind of seen, I think, Sloth spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of added a few things on top. Now, what I noticed with Hex is when I first kind of got into the system, I didn't capitalize or extract value as much as I could have if I did a little bit more research and like figured out how to extract maximum value. So that's sort of kind of what I'm trying to figure out here with Icosa and what I think I have figured out here with Icosa. And there's a lot of data here that I've kind of just like gathered from the system and gathered from all the different websites like Hex Model and everywhere else. And I've kind of compiled all my ideas into one place on top of like kind of Sloth stuff as well. And I kind of like created like how much money would you theoretically need to spend on Icosa in like the worst case scenario for you to see like a potential, maybe even like a salary replacement. Maybe not, but maybe, you know what I mean? So and it's not that much money right now. Like it's very, very doable. I've even like done a little bit of leverage yield, like kind of like yield arbitrage with the bank's interest, even with they're so high right now. Their Icosa's APR is like 200%. The APY I've figured out like 800%. I have like some compounding tables here, so I've kind of like simulated if the yield sort of stays the same from where we're at right now, plus a 15% decrease, how much like after 4 years you could compound up to. So if you started with 400 Icosa in an account right now and the yield didn't go up but the yield didn't come back down, after 4 years of 90-day compounds you would have around 238,000 Icosa.
God,
now,
hold on. What? Say that again.
So yeah, I can repeat it because it sounds unbelievable, right?
Hold on.
But it's like
Yeah.
it's like I think it's close to 800% APY. So if you just dedicate yourself to compounding, then it's possible. So if you have 400 Icosa today, which is around the max 90-day account, after around 4 years, if you compound every 90 days, you're gonna have 238,000 Icosa.
And what do you, so 238 times, I guess, what is the estimated value of Icosa in 4 years you're going off of?
So here I have a little table of just like kind of like daily interest in USD. So I kind of thought about that a little bit. So I have a little table if we're getting the same yield, which is around 0.5% APR. I have a table for if we're getting slightly less yield, 0.4% APR, and then if we're getting 80% less yield, 0.1% APR. And then I have different theoretical prices. I could just change this here to like $2 just for the like kind of principle of it. So let's say you had 50,000 Icosa, which is possible if you had 400 today and you compounded for 3 years, you'd have around 50,000. But if you were to make more 90-day accounts, you would conserve your endpoints, right? So let's say you had 10,000 Icosa. Instead of staking it all into one big account, you would actually break it up into the little ones. And I've seen different strategies on like conserving your endpoints within Hedron or Icosa. But what I'm kind of realizing with the data that I've picked up is if you can actually compound your endpoints faster than the endpoints, like the competition in the pool is increasing. So for example, I had a 90-day account that just ended recently, and I increased my share points from I think 650,000 to about 1 point something million. So, and that's just within 90 days, right? And if you basically break that down on a scale times 10 or times 20, then you're increasing your position size 25%, like your yield 25% every single 90 days. Whereas like a whale guy can't compound for at least a year.
Oh shit.
Because he's locked, right?
Okay.
And then if he wants to add to his position, he has to reset his timer, furthering out his compounds.
Right.
So that's why I kind of like, I think lots of people have talked about the 90-day accounts, but I really stress the 90-day accounts because I think you're extracting the most amount of value. I even, I took into account some like fees and stuff, and they're almost not important just because of how much you're compounding right now. Like if you really dedicate yourself to it, I was doing the math with one of my friends, and I think it was if Icosa were to hit like $30, let's say, and you compounded for 30-day accounts 10 years versus 90-day accounts 10 years, it's like an $80 million difference, like theoretically.
Hold on,
like,
I gotta get my calculator. Hold up. Keep going.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So kind of what my kind of principle, like what kind of I say to do is make like 10 to 12 90-day accounts, because what you could do is you could have kind of like a ladder set up, so every month you have an account coming out. But you have to like, because this is what I think you were overlooking at Kosa, seeing your reaction here, because lots of people like, like it's a whole different world,
Bruh.
and it's the
250.
T-share.
Yo. So this thing gonna get to $30?
It could, like theoretically, like I could show you why, like in theory it definitely probably maybe could.
Guys,
Yeah,
if you got 250,000 Icosa, I go to $30. Oh my!
it's a big.
Bruh.
And like we know about like liquidity and stuff, like just the way it kind of works. Like if you were to always set like liquidity instead of just market sell your coins, and let's say like you only had people buying and no one just market sold coins, like the price of the coin is just like really a number of a ratio between USDC and Icosa in the pool. So there's nothing really stopping it, especially because it's more correlated to the T-share than it is to like Hex. Obviously, the better Hex does, the better Icosa will kind of do, just in terms of USD. But yeah, like I can show you here. So I have a little like it's a ceiling price demonstration, I call it. So this kind of shows you like kind of what Hex will equal and how much a T-share or a 555 T-share would cost, and then the HSI buyback feature, how much Icosa it would give you in return. So, and that would be like at the ceiling price, 20% under, and then 80% under. And I'll kind of like link this back into like I'll make this important. So yeah, I see this guy in the chat. I have 15 accounts, 90 days.
Hell
and
yeah.
2 accounts. That's sweet,
Resume.
man. So yeah, so 90,000 T-share rate, which we all know will eventually happen. Like we can go like look at the data on chain right now. Like maybe it takes 8 years, maybe it takes 10 years, but eventually 90,000 T-share rate will happen. Hex price $5. Like I don't know about you guys, but if it could do, let's say 100,000 X in the same time frame, Bitcoin did a 6.9 million X, I think Richard Hart says, then that seems like pretty reasonable estimate to me. And then let's say, so then the cost of 555 T-share would be $150,000. The value of Icosa at its ceiling, this would be like for the HSI buyback function. So I'll like show you here. The ceiling price would be $2,000 per Icosa, and you would mint 67 Icosa, and that would equal $150,000 at the ceiling price. So they'd be kind of equal there. And then 20% off or 20% over, obviously there's the arbitrage play, 20% under, and then 99% under. So I'll show you this 99% under number because I think it's pretty cool. So let's say you have $150,000 worth of T-shares and you sell it to the Icosa contract for the Icosa, and you sell it for $1,500 for some reason, which doesn't really make a lot of sense to me if you had $150,000 worth of something. Then that still means that Icosa is $20.
Jesus.
Wow. And can you talk about the Paycheck replacement deal too? Like, how would you use this if you're staking for a few years? Yeah, I'm curious how.
So let's say you had your compounds. Let's say you had a 10 or the 12 90-day accounts as of like today, let's say, and you were to like the yield just kind of stays the same for let's say a year and a half. So you go from 400 Icosa to around 2,000 Icosa. There's like certain simulations where you can get it like 3,000, 3,500, and then but 2,000 is a pretty reasonable estimate after the first year. Now the second year is, since system's so dynamic, it's like purely just speculation, like kind of this number, but it's kind of just the ratio that really matters. But after basically day 180 of the second year, you should have around 4,000 or 4,400 Icosa in each account. And then if you have 12 accounts, that's 50,000 Icosa right there. Jeez. So if we come down here and then we have, let's just say 50,000 Icosa, and the theoretical price is $2, which is just $2. Like, I'm not calling for a 10,000x. That's like, I think a 4x from where we're at right now, or 3.5x or something. 3.5. So yeah, I'm not calling for a 10,000x. It could happen, but I'm not calling for it. The theoretical price, let's say it's $2. At the current yield, in a year and a half, your payout per day will be 500 USD. Monthly payout 15 grand. If the yield drops slightly, 20%, your payout per day will be 200 Icosa. Your payout per day in USD, if it's $2, will be $400, and then your monthly payout will be 12,000. And then if the yield were to drop 80%, let's just say, and you compounded for a year and a half, and you had 12 90-day accounts, let's say, so 50,000 Icosa, then that's still $3,000 a month, which is, I think, more than what the average like American makes.
Hell yeah.
And this is like Icosa staking. And that this is like a $2 and then 80% off the yield, right? So it's like completely
just want to make sure I ask too. So I know we're seeded for the first year. You know, the yield is supposed to be much higher for you know. I think what was the SA seeded it to make sure the yield is higher. So is this factoring in even that going away?
So yeah, this could factor that going in away as well, just because of like the way the ceiling price is like orchestrated. Like if the yield kind of drops down a bit, then maybe Icosa sees more price appreciation. If that were to happen, then we'd see it come closer to the ceiling price. If that were to happen, it could potentially go over. If that happens, people will be incentivized to arbitrage. If that happens, T-shares get sent to liquidation. If that happens, people will eventually bid on them. If that happens, then we get more yield for it. And like the yield has dropped 80%, right? In this case scenario, in the theoretical price is $2 and you're still earning an American salary. So like if we were to say $20, that's like 30K a month right there, right? And that's like yield drops 80% type of thing. So
nah, this guy's different, man. RH, where you find this guy, man? Yo,
I found it.
Yo,
yeah, one of those.
One of those. Either way, but
that's crazy.
Dog, man. I gotta follow your channel, man. This is nuts.
Yeah, it's just Crypto Kong on YouTube, Crypto Kong on Twitter.
You're so confident with it too. Like it's like you already see the future. You already know this is about to happen.
Like just the like data. Like I try and keep it conservative because it's dynamic, right? So it's like kind of depends, but it's sort of like Hex where everything like you can almost see the future a little bit. Can't tell exactly what will happen, but yeah, like these are all like conservative estimates, as well as like I can show you some like more data which kind of just shows us like that we sort of have the edge over the other people within the system right now. So if we go to like the Hex model website, we go to the Icosa staking tab. Right now, half the staked Icosa, or just about half the staked Icosa, is staked for at least a year. And then most of these minimum days remaining are at least like 120, 150, 120, 120. So if you started now, you could compound once. Even if you had the exact same amount of Icosa, you could still compound it once before they could compound their stuff once.
Oh my god, dude.
As well as like if more people kind of knew about this, like if more people like knew that they could increase their position size without needing to add new capital just through like compounding faster than the inflation rate of the circulating supply or the stake supply basically, then you would see that staked Icosa kind of balanced out between accounts, because the whales would be like, oh, well, there's no point in doing a 360-day account. Let me break it up and let me compound quicker. But right now, that's not really the case, because you have the most amount of individual stakers staking the absolute least amount of Icosa in the system. So that kind of gives you your edge over others as well. Just like something cool to realize as well. And yeah, you can also like kind of see the future of yield, like not directly, but sort of indirectly. So here you can kind of see like when T shares are coming into the auction. So here on April 22nd, for example, you're going to have a bunch of T shares coming in. Now, this doesn't directly mean yield, but this means that there's more opportunity for yield to come. And what you could also do to kind of like generate your self yield is basically like you could go start bidding on these like liquidations, and then you would just like bid the minimum amount, and then once these other people actually win the auction, then you would receive some of that yield for that. So if you like bid on a few hundred T-share stakes, you could guarantee yourself like even a little bit of yield for that day, whereas let's say there's no T-shares in the auctions, you don't guarantee yourself any yield. So you can almost give yourself yield in a way, as long as there's people bidding on T-shares.
Is there a way to do that where like you literally have something set up where it just bids and tries to win things each day, and you're giving yourself more yield than what you're losing with the bids? Is that like any kind of arbitrage opportunities there?
I haven't looked into that, but now that kind of gives me an idea of something you could do. Like you bid a little bit of Hedron, get like a yield arbitrage opportunity. But yeah, I've looked at like some like leverage stuff, which I don't recommend leverage or anything, but just like I think it's interesting where like you could go to like a bank in the worst economic condition in a very, very long time, get like let's say theoretical loan at a bad interest rate, and then theoretically put it into Icosa and still be profitable just because of the compounding.
Well, the compounding, and so the biggest problem people have with well, the only problem I guess I would say is the price not go up all the time. So
Yeah.
like you got to factor in the price, but I mean the yield's insane. I mean we've been getting 100% yield like the
Yeah.
last 6 months. It's insane. But the price, used to be $1.30. Now it's 65 cents or so. So that's the only deal with Icosa. But man, it's a machine.
But I think the reason why the price is so cheap is because people haven't picked up on like a lot of the stuff here, right? Like no one's like people just getting rid of it cheap. Like I've heard like people use the word like incentive token, and like I just don't really like that exactly. Like I don't like that word, because to get Icosa, you had to give up something. You had to give up some sort of value, whether it's time, T shares, whatever it was. You'd have to have given up something, even if it's like time to wait for your Hedron to mint, to put into a stake to get Icosa. You still gave up. You put work into the system to get it. So it is I guess you could argue that it is an incentive token, because like you do just kind of you could earn it for free in a way, but you still had to put some sort of like time into the system, work into the system in order to actually extract the value. So
people are treating it that way, at least right now. But I wonder when that changes. Sky's the limit when that changes.
We'll see, because like I think Sloth says a lot, like eventually the deal can only go so low, and the value proposition of Icosa and Hedron kind of increase as the hex price increases and kind of escapes. And we know, like let's say we have like a bull market, or when the bull market comes, let's say if it does, then economic energy is going to have to come somewhere. And even if we're 99% off the ceiling price, like we're still at $20 theoretically in 8 years, right? And this is if you were to take $150,000 of T shares and then sell it for $1,500. So it wouldn't even make sense for the price to be that low. But even if it was, it's still $20, right? So I think we'll kind of see what happens, but the math is pointing towards maybe people picking up some yield for themselves too, right? So we'll see what happens with Icosa.
Wow. Gotcha.
Yeah, man. Yo,
that's amazing.
For not financial advice, but for the pleb in me, let's say I had $5,000 to invest right now, and I wanted to get into the Hedron Icosa system. How would I go about doing that, and what could that do for me in the next 4 years?
So how I kind of look at it is Hedron is almost like Hedron's the big pumper, whereas Icosa's like the steady yield like operator. So if I were you, like I think right now $3,000 ish, maybe $3,200, $3,500 gets you 12 90-day accounts. I would start with that because that's all it is right now. And then if you also were to buy like 500 million or 1 billion Hedron, 1 billion Hedron is equal to 15 T shares, 180 T shares staked for 15 years. Sorry.
God damn. Okay.
So in order to get 1 billion Hedron through minting it, you would have to wait 15 years and buy 180 T shares.
Wow.
But you could do that. You can just market buy that for I think like 3,000, and then the same thing with Icosa. And then what I would do with your Hedron is just kind of like leave it like break it up into each like as you make your 12 like let's say Icosa accounts, break up your Hedron into like 30-day accounts with your Icosa kind of like. And then I would just sort of leave your Hedron there, and that's kind of like your moon bag, and then your Icosa is sort of like your yield bag. Because like we see here, and this is only after 1.5 years of compounding with 12 accounts. And if the yield were to drop down to like 0.1, like that's at the price $20. Even if the price is $2, though, that's still like more than the average American.
Wow. Wow. That's dope. That's a retirement money right there. Wow.
Yeah, basically. And yeah, this doesn't even include the PulseChain either, right? So like this doesn't price in your copy or anything like that. So like there's also like the whole thing where like once you get your copies, you could just compound them forever and you wouldn't have to even pay the gas fee because there wouldn't be that much of a gas fee to pay. So yeah, you could just like, let's say in this theoretical world, not financial advice, sell your Ethereum side tokens and then just compound 10 years PulseChain side tokens. And even if they hit $1 or even like, I could probably do the math, like how low they could be if you had 1 million Icosa that you compounded, like you'd probably be still doing good, you know?
Wow. That's sick, man. So $3,200 is basically everything you've been showing us right now. Just about 35.
So basically like $3,200 is, and then like if you're just gonna like if you have to choose between one or the other, like I just think Icosa is the better play because like the yield and the compounding is just better than like Hedron. You earn the Icosa, you can go ahead and compound that Icosa, but if you want to just like get as much out of the system as possible, I just think that market buying or like limit order Icosa and then staking that 12 however many 90-day accounts you can afford. And then if you're a smaller player, like let's say you can only afford 400 Icosa or just one 90-day account, then maybe you do 10 30-day accounts or something like that. And maybe that's better for someone who's smaller, right? So, but yeah, if you got like, I don't remember how much you said, like 5 or 6 grand, like just as many like 90-day Icosa accounts as you want, basically.
Wow. Pleb question again. Now that can be done with the same wallet, or are we talking about creating a new wallet for each account?
So we're talking about creating a new public key for each Icosa account, but with all on the same private key.
Got you. Oh, got you. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's sick, man. Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, I've got another gentleman in the waiting room I want to bring in. Do you want to leave this up here for questions, or you want to maybe we'll take it off screen just for a minute, and then I feel like if I scroll down, there's gonna be questions, and we can put it back up in a minute too. Sure. Let me get ATX Crypto in here.
Oh,
welcome.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Let me turn off the green screen. I didn't realize the green screen was on. Hold up. What's going on here? Get out of that green screen. Let's go.
What's up, bro?
How you doing, my friends?
That's crazy. I didn't expect it, man. I didn't know you were coming, bro.
Yeah, boy.
Welcome.
I seen a welcome show, and I was like, let's talk to RHMax and Crypto Kong, and of course, my man Westcott Crypto. I've been waiting to talk to y'all for a hot minute, so let's do this.
I know, man. Nice to meet you. I don't think we've ever been on the stream together. Yet.
That's why I wanted to get on.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. That's crazy.
I appreciate you.
Yeah. Well, for my benefit, if no one's else, you want to give like a brief intro and like how you found this magic money making ecosystem?
Oh man, the easy answer. I've been looking to retire before I was 40. I was in the U.S. Marine Corps. Before I was 40, I said, because if I had stayed in, I would have been retired by 38. So I got out. I didn't retire, obviously. From the military, I said, I want to retire before I'm 40. I kept looking. No matter what, I said, I'm going to win. I DCA'd into Bitcoin, Cardano, and Ethereum for about 2 years, $100 a day for 2 years. Did that many times, and then found Hex. I got introduced to Richard Hart. I watched his videos. I said, this man's a fucking genius.
Yes.
Straight
Yeah,
up,
wrong,
he
not wrong.
opened my eyes to a whole nother world that I didn't even realize. I had money on centralized exchanges. I was just fucking up. I didn't even realize it. I thought I was doing everything right. And then I found Hex. I was like, this makes sense. I got a finance background. I got an IT background. And so I was like, everything about this works. It's math. It's fucking math. Yeah. So I literally did everything. I did the test stakes. I test. Everything worked exactly like I said. And I said, I'm fucking in. And then I jumped. I went ham. I said, fuck the 401k. I said, fuck the IRA, fuck IRAs, all
3-letter agencies.
Dude,
don't need anymore.
Every 3-letter agent, give me all the money right now because I'll pay taxes on that. Don't worry about that, boo. I'll pay taxes. And then I went ham. I got rid of all my other cryptos. I said, dude, this is the one. This is the one I need. This is what I've been looking for. It's exactly like I've been looking for. And then I'm retired by the time I was 34. Come on, let's go.
Ooh, beautiful, man.
Good stuff, man.
Wow.
Beautiful.
That's amazing. I mean, that's a great background to have too. IT and finance. That's basically that's perfect skill set for the secret. I mean, and having delayed gratification skills. But besides that, man, that's a great background.
Yes, sir. That's my background though, man. And then about a year ago or so, I said about 8 months ago, I said I need to start making content for y'all, man.
I won't sleep tonight. That's hilarious. Yo, I'm gonna do a deep dive on Hedron. I'm gonna hit up my man right after the show.
Straight up, Kong got us. He got us
text me my
bouncing off the
Twitter
walls right now.
Yeah,
with
facts on facts, Kong. Facts on facts.
Yeah, but sorry, you said you had you got a channel and stuff, right? Like, what do you? How long have you had the channel, and what made you start that?
Oh yeah. ATX Crypto, same name. But I started the channel about 8 months ago. I wanted to help people explain how Hex worked, right? Because, dude, I didn't put my name behind nothing. I was invested in everything. I fucking sprinkle here. I had my hand dipped in every single pull to make sure that I was going to win no matter what. And then I found Hex and was like, wow, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I actually got friends involved. I got family involved. You know what I mean? And so once that all happened, I kept getting the same questions over and over, how to do certain stuff. What is this? What is that? And I said, man, people need to know. So I put my face out there. I was like, let me hop on Twitter Spaces. I think was the first interactions I had within the community of me just talking and having fun with people. It was Telegram, actually, Telegram chats. And this is back in the day when they used to actually be, I don't know if they are any good anymore, but they used to be fire. And so I got in Telegram chats. I said, you know what, I can go through. So I actually made some videos, didn't show my face. I said, I don't want people to know who I am. I don't want anything to happen. So I did like little animation videos about how to buy Hex and how to stake Hex and how to do all that. And then I was like, man, fuck this. I'm in, dude. Let's go. Right. Camera turned on, everything happened, and then from there, 8 months ago, roughly, and up to I think almost 1,400 subscribers. So all y'all beautiful people who have shown love and growth and all that good stuff, guys. Much love to every single one of you beautiful people, and yeah, we got so much more to go too.
Hell yeah, man!
It's awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Yeah, it's my story for getting on creating a channel and stuff is like Richard's like, you should have utility. And I'm like, how do I do that? I have some skills. How do I do that? I never did a YouTube channel. Let me try it out. Let me register. And then from then I was like, all right, live streaming clips. I'm going to frictionless process. I'm going to go through it, blast out quality content. And yeah, man, it's very motivating to like try to create valuable stuff, help people. And why not? You're helping yourself too, right? At the same process. It's a win-win.
It's absolutely.
That's exactly like it is. And so like, yeah, at that point in time, definitely win-win. So I'm grateful, man. I would never show my face if I didn't truly believe in everything that we got going on in our ecosystem. And I can guarantee that because I wasn't involved in none of the other stuff. You wouldn't have never known I touched any of the other stuff that I was involved in back then because I wasn't sharing that. Like I didn't trust it. I was like, I'll probably in and out. I don't know if I'm going to tell you when I get out. Like, I don't want to be responsible. Hex, I'm in, dude. 15 years. Let's go. That's nothing, guys. You set up a freaking you commit to a 401k. You do all this stuff for until you're what 65, 66 years old. Nah, man, I ain't about that life, dude. So like I look at that and I'm like, 15 years is I could do 2 15-year stakes within that time and still be able to receive it before my Social Security comes out. Like, God, 15 years isn't that long. So like,
you gotta drive the Lambo before they take your license, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get it in. It's no fun. Nobody's jealous. I mean, that is like a quote too. Like, nobody's jealous of the the old man driving the Lambo, right?
Right.
Nobody's jealous of that. They want to see
Right.
the 34-year-old, the 40-year-old, driving it and stuff.
Right.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Kong, did you have a link to that spreadsheet, or do you want to share it or anything? If you do, I can drop
like
it in
I'm
the
still like building on it right now, so I
Okay.
haven't put out the link. But as soon as I like kind of like finish it up, maybe I think Alex is working on something new, so maybe I like
Yes.
kind of refocus, or maybe that has to do with this. But we'll see. Like I'm gonna probably release it once I feel like it's done, or once I think it's completely done.
Can't wait.
Totally fair. Yeah, man. Alex is working on something new. That's getting me excited too. I think that guy's hero,
my
genius
God.
guy.
Because it is smart stuff that whatever's happening.
He's working on something new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
He tweeted the other day. He's like, I got something new, and almost ready to share something like that. And I was like,
Almost ready to talk.
Oh my God! Please tell me it's an
Count me in.
airdrop. I need an airdrop or something.
You never know.
Yeah, Kong, I gotta say, dude, fire spreadsheet, dude. I'm a spreadsheet guy myself, so
Yeah,
I appreciate all the spreadsheets, because that's what I do, man. Data, dude. Like, that's why I love Hex. I freaking love Hex. I was like, you give me all the data I can look at.
Yeah,
Like all these
and it's
people,
all trustless data.
all these trustless data. Like all these people were like, I don't know the numbers. I need more info. Like you haven't even looked. Like
Yeah,
have
they
you
don't
even
bother.
bothered? Because and so like the spreadsheet you shared. Oh my God, much love
That
on
was
that.
beautiful.
Thank you.
That
And
was
definitely
mind-blowing.
looking to incorporate some of that myself and try to see how I can compare it
Gonna
as well.
snatch it up.
Because there's more to it too. Like that's like the basics, I guess you could say.
Facts, man. Facts on facts.
Hey, real quick, I just want to ask you guys, like, how does it feel to be a part of history? Like, people are gonna look at this years from now, like, yo, these guys discovered this way back, and like, what does it feel like? You know what I mean? Like,
That's what I think. Like looking back onto the old stuff, like damn.
dude, I can't. Like, we're here now. Like, I feel like I'm gonna be the Bitcoin guy who was screaming at everybody to get it at $1. I feel like my
Yeah.
face is gonna be going viral 5 years from now. Like, yo, you should have listened to this guy. Like, it's nuts, man. Like, nobody else is here. None of my peers, none of my friends, they don't believe in this. They think I'm crazy. And bro, like RH, bro, I used to listen to you in the truck. I'm a truck driver, so I used to listen like months back, man. I remember hearing you on Wheels Only, and I'm just
nice.
like
Yeah.
hours of like content, and I'm just like, to be sitting here with you guys is like surreal, bro. It's nuts. I'm happy to be here.
No, I mean, dude, it's one of those moments in time that you're gonna look back and like, we're still OGs, guys. Like
We're OGs.
Hex is only 3 years old. You got to realize that. Like Hex is only 3 years old. So anyone messing with Hex right now, you're winning. You're messing with Hedron, you're winning. You're messing with Icosa, you're winning. You get involved in PulseChain and PulseX before it even launches, you're winning. So it's like all of us are OGs, and you look back at some people who are like day one OGs. Like I get it. There's different levels and tiers, but not everyone's gonna not everyone needs to be in that situation. Like you just hold your Hex 15 years from now and you look back and you're like, yep, I was a part of that 1,000,000% ride. I was a part of that. Like
1,000,000% ride. Oh, shit.
And he
God.
said it best. Crypto Kong said what? 100,000 X? That ain't that much, folks.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
What was
That
it?
really
You're saying that because
I think it was
Bitcoin
90,000
did 90,000. Yeah.
or 6.9 million X for Bitcoin.
Well,
6.9
6.9 million
for Bitcoin.
X. You said $5 for Hex, which would be 100,000 from all-time lows.
100,000. Yeah.
That ain't that
100,000
much.
X from all time though. Not that much.
That ain't
Like
that much.
yeah, I think Hex could do a 10 million X. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Better inflation model than Bitcoin.
I agree.
Not financial.
Why
advice,
not?
but-
Market
Why
cap's
not?
a vanity metric. So why?
I mean,
the sky's the limit. There is
market
no
cap
limit
is
to market
vanity
cap.
metric.
Richard's not going anywhere. Why not? I don't, you know.
The meme is real. The meme of got one side of people buying Hex for 2 cents, the other side buying at $1, $2, $5. That's a real meme. That's looking forward to the future. I think that's. I mean, not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball, but I feel like that's gonna. If anything has a chance of becoming reality, that meme is gonna like come true. Just like maybe your 10,000 X meme will come true. You never know.
Why not?
Again, Hex already did it once, so maybe
Hey man,
the rest of them will.
I mean, Richard he'll tell you straight up, like PulseX and PulseChain are in the realm of possibility to do a 10,000X. He doesn't just talk for no reason. I mean, B Roots was talking about it. He's like, Richard gives you the breadcrumbs. Pay attention. Listen. You know what I mean?
He does drop the little hints for you guys to like kind of pick
Dude,
apart a little bit.
Yeah.
I ain't no code decipher. You know what I mean? I see everyone trying to decipher. He says it may. Oh my gosh, this happening in May. I'm like,
bruh, I'm terrified for the launch. I don't know about y'all. I'm terrified. I'm
We'll
like,
see.
I don't know if I'm ready or not ready. You know what I mean? Like you
You can never have enough Hex.
Yeah, bro.
So
Terrifying.
I felt that way about t-shirts. No matter what, like you reach a goal with t-shirts, you're like, oh my gosh, 10 t-shirts, that'd be awesome. 50 t-shirts, that'd be awesome. 100 t-shirts, that'd be awesome. Then you're like, 1,000 t-shirts, that'd be awesome. You're like, I want more. I want more
You
t-shirts.
can't stop getting more.
Like, and that's why Icosa and Hedron, when they came out with the staking potential and earning again more yield, I'm like, gimme.
Hey man, as far as Abit's question, how do we make Hex go viral? Yo, first of all, my next track, my next song, that's gonna be, I'll tell you right now, it's gonna go viral. I'm talking about Hex in it, but I'm talking 1 million views. But that's first of all. Second of all, us, man, the Hexicans, we got so much power on Twitter. Like, if Corey Costa comments on a post, all the Hexicans run over there and hit the like, and now we're ratioing famous people's content. You know what I mean? Now I'm the same way. Yeah, I'm jumping on like people in like academics and stuff. I'm jumping on their posts, and all the Hexicans are showing up, and now I'm rising to the top of the comments. Like, we got power here, so it's not gonna take a lot to make this go viral. Richard can only do so much. But you know, I feel like I could kind of carry that outrage marketing mantle from him, you know, so he could just kind of lay back, run his, you know, project. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. And more guys are going to step up with more ideas. I'm telling, I see it happening already.
Well, that's something that he's talked about, that it's like everyone always forgets about this. You know, they focus on the glory part, which is great. That's, you know, that's his mission, all that stuff. They focus on the products or otherwise. But if you, coming from the guy who's clipped and watched and clipped hundreds of hours of his streams and stuff, the thing that always makes me just like, it's so refreshing when I hear him talk about is community. He says the community is the most important thing. He's here for the community. And I know that's like, you could take that at face value. Oh, it's such a, okay, that doesn't mean anything, blah, blah, blah. But if you look at all the products built on PulseChain, you look at everything people are building on Hex and all the people involved and all the money that went in the sack and all this stuff, you see one common theme. It is the community. The community has made this successful. He laid the foundation, but we are actually making this stuff happen. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. Each and every one of us.
The community, dude, has been, well, I mean, everything built. Like, he got Hex. Cool. But like everything outside of that is all built by the community, all done by the community.
We all inspire each other. Yeah, we all inspire each other, bro. It's nuts. Like ATX, I seen you coming public, and you inspired me. I'm like, you know what? I'm coming public too. And now we got a show together. Is like, I feel like you're my best friend now, bro.
Hey, let's go. Facts on facts, dude. Every Wednesday, me and Westcott hop on and actually do a stream earlier. I know it's Wednesday still. I forgot today was still Wednesday. But yeah, exactly. That's what we do, man. And this we feed off each other, man. We all feed off each other. RHMax, I'll be watching every single one of your videos. So much love to everything you're doing the snippets, because guys, people need to see the Richard Hart from the back in the day. Like, that's oh my gosh, that's where I got in. You see that Richard Hart and you're like, wow. Before the outrage marketing, before all that, like if you didn't see his self-help videos, go watch them, right? And then you watch when he starts building Hex and just answering questions in 5-hour live streams where he would just answer, like a billionaire sitting here answering fun questions for everyone. Like,
bro, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to do this, and he still does it.
That's what I love. It. You say billionaire. I'm like, facts, dude. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love about. I mean, thank you for the compliment on the vintage stuff, because I think it was an idea I had, and then I just couldn't stop doing it. And literally before the stream, I was still clipping. I'm like, I got to get to 200 clips. I have to get to 200. I'm at 186 right now. I'm getting to 200, and then I'll stop, and then I probably won't. But it is like, it's driven this thing. I can't believe how many views I get from them. And I'm like, wow, people actually care. Especially the first few, they were like, oh, thank you so much for posting this. Like, this is great to see him. That's the Richard I fell in love with, all that stuff. And I'm like, I didn't imagine I'd have that kind of impact. I just thought it was a unique, cool thing to do, and it would have some value. But people really been liking it. So that's motivation for me too.
Hell yeah.
But for the virality part, I posted this the other day, and just to kind of help people realize that you can have an impact on this stuff. It's not because I got, you don't have to have a lot of followers to post these shorts and get tons and tons of views.
Right.
And like so let me ask this real fast, RHMax, because someone on our stream earlier today was like, hey, when's a good time to actually upload and post these shorts? Is there a particular time? And so I'll just kind of give you my little answer, and it was more or less like, just post it, because these videos that you're seeing, they don't just launch and you post it and it just goes straight to 11K. half the time you post it, you only may get like a couple hundred or even a few or 20 or 30. But then a week later, you see it go up 1,000, 2,000,
Exactly.
3,000. Do you see something similar happen on YouTube?
I think that's a great answer. Yeah, I haven't seen any correlation which time would help better. I think with like the videos, like just the regular videos, not the shorts, I usually do early in the morning. So people waking up on the East Coast can, the first thing they see on the phone type of thing. And the West Coast, there's like, I don't know, it's probably 10 times more people in crypto and stuff on the East Coast, I think, or at least in our ecosystem from what my intuition at least. So anyways, that's on the clips, but for the shorts, I don't think it matters. And then to your point on like, you don't need to see results in 24 hours. It could take a week or two. That wait, did he say Bitcoin wasn't the best crypto video? I think that's a week or two old. Like it needed a week or so to hit 10K views. And now, I mean, I don't know how many views it has. It probably has maybe a couple thousand more, but people are still commenting on it. Like you don't usually see 2 weeks after a video still getting comments and likes and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think you put it best. That's what I've seen as well.
Yeah. So are you converting any of these shorts into Instagram as well? Have you done that?
So
have you made them into reels?
They're available to do that. So, okay, let me back up. So I have Instagram. I have TikTok, and I used to have someone managing them to post videos of clips from my channel. But then around the same time I did the RH Vintage clips project, I also, that same week, I stopped streaming for like 10 days and did all this extra stuff I want to get out of the way. I was able to facilitate the generation of like 100+ shorts, which I mentioned in this tweet as well. Free to use, you can post them anywhere, and they work on Instagram, they work on TikTok, they work on YouTube. The resolution should work fine on all those. Although I know Instagram has some differences, but there's the ones I had made before, I think they had to adjust them for Instagram. So your Instagram question, I haven't been posting them, but I think you could either post these directly that are shared in that Telegram channel or adjust them a little bit for them to work for Reels. But I would ask you this question too. Have you been posting on Instagram, and have you seen that gain traction versus YouTube Shorts or TikTok?
So I started to, and then, with life, you just start focusing on different things. So I started making shorts. That was kind of how I began, kind of the same way you did, where I was just making shorts about Richard Hart, some vintage stuff that he said, some items that I just really heard, how, Hex is better than Bitcoin, that kind of stuff. And so I would make those videos, and it did really well. And then I found that if, you entertain the people of Instagram with something underneath it. So I did one with Kevin O'Leary, reacting to Richard Hart, even though obviously Kevin O'Leary did not. But you just have Kevin O'Leary underneath it, just kind of looking at his iPad, doing like that. That video alone probably got like 20,000 or something like that. Something just wild. And the comments that came through, hate, love. Instagram, I felt, has more hate. So it kind of steered me away from Instagram, because I like replying to people. And whenever I see replies full of hate, I'm like, y'all are just hateful people. Like, you got a black soul, man. You got to go cleanse your soul and then just come back and let's talk. Like, I want to be friends, but you got some hate in your heart. Yeah. And so that kind of steered me away from Instagram. But Instagram
is too cool. People are too cool.
Yeah, on there. I saw probably more views than I'd ever seen posting to Instagram doing those shorts than I had seen on YouTube. And then of course I started messing with other stuff because, dude, I got ADHD or something. I don't know. I want to make content, and then I find new content that I want to start making. And I'm like, oh, I could do this instead. And then I just wanted to
Right. What about
ADHD like a motherfucker, dude?
Have you guys posted directly to Twitter, like not the YouTube short link, but an actual video directly to Twitter? Have you tried that?
Yeah,
I haven't.
Okay, cool. Your RHMax, I'm telling you, try that, bro. Because the way the community retweets, that's what's happening with my videos. I'm not posting to YouTube link. I'll post it straight to Twitter, and people just, as soon as they log into Twitter, they get to watch the video right there. They don't got to click on a link, leave Twitter.
I thought about that, actually.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, it works.
I might try that. Yeah.
Twitter is a fireplace to do that. Even live streams, you can actually get an RTMP and have it streamed to Twitter, and that's what I was doing before. I haven't done it for like the last week, just because I'm trying to test stuff out right now. This is me just going through a test phase to see if it affects anything or changes anything. But I would say replays, I would get probably like 300 people watching at a time on replays on Twitter. Nice. Which is very, very interesting. But I don't know if it led back to YouTube.
That's what I've been doing now. Just we're live on Twitter and YouTube, and StreamYard lets you just choose like, hey, send it to both. Send it to Facebook if you want to do it too. So I started doing that recently, and I've that creates a tweet. People can see the video live there. The one tip I have for that, if you do it, is if you want more people to come on YouTube or come in the chat, then what I do, I create it and then go get the YouTube link and then go back and edit the title. Say, join us in the chat at the YouTube link. So if they want to click on it, you get more people in the chat. So that's the trick I found.
Okay. I'm gonna have to get with you on that a little bit later too. That was something I love getting
alpha,
people in.
Multi-streaming alpha. Yeah. I just figured it out. But one more thing on this before I got one more gentleman I want to bring in.
Let's go.
On captions. So that's the most important thing on these videos. Yeah, you got to have a good video, but the captions I found using the billionaire hashtag has done really well.
Okay.
I do billionaire, I do Hex, PulseChain stuff. I do hashtag crypto, hashtag Bitcoin if it has something to do with that, or if I just want to reference in some way. But yeah, people like to click on to see what billionaires have to say on particular topics. Wow. And you don't need to tag Richard, just tag billionaire and then tag Hex and PulseChain and then Richard otherwise. So that's one other thing I'll share.
I would share that's exactly what you're doing. So I would share Scivive quotes. And then Wild SJ really took over and started doing that like crazy. But I would make I would make Scivive quotes with a background of like a motocross going through the woods or something like that, right? And then the quote would pop up and it would be there. But that billionaire hashtag, my gosh, dude, people love it. They absolutely eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
They want to know how to do that. So,
yeah, millionaire don't quite get it. Billionaire, let's go.
Definitely.
But CryptoCon, I need some more information from you about some Icosa. And
I think there are some questions in chat and stuff I could answer.
Let me bring Nate in real quick, and then we'll go to Icosa and answer the questions. Sound good?
Let's go.
Cool. All right, welcome to the show, Nate Mintz. How's it going, man?
Nate Mintz, what's up?
What a good name.
The artist formerly known as Nate Stakes.
I have the same name. Nathan over here as well. So we got Nate squared up in this bit.
Let's go.
Lovely.
It's good to be here with you, gentlemen.
Absolutely.
You guys are chopping it up on some good topics here. So I like it. Let's dive into some Hedron and Icosa further with the questions.
Let's go. Hey, are those full sleeves?
Yeah.
Dude, love it. My dude.
I'm working.
I got this sleeve right here. I need this sleeve done next. That's when, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, PulseChain's going to come out, and my wife and I get tattoos on every anniversary. And so we're going to go and just get full sleeved when PulseChain launches. So I'm waiting, dude. I've been waiting. I've been putting all the money back into Hex and everything I can. So
that's fire. I'm about to go to a huge tattoo convention in Ontario, California, and get
They look sweet, my fan.
Thank you, man.
Anybody getting a Hex or PulseChain or PulseX tat?
I'm debating turning mine into. So
I'm getting it for sure.
One of my tattoos right here.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
So I have a full thing of hexagons up here, and so I'm gonna switch it up to where it's like Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, and that was before I even found Hex. Like if you think about the crazy coincidence and how it all works, man.
It's destiny.
It's meant to be.
Very cool. Yeah, that's the first time I saw Nate's sleeve, so it's very nice, man.
Oh, thank you.
CryptoKong on Twitter. What? Yeah, somebody's asking about your Twitter. What?
My Twitter is just at CryptoKong145.
145 at CryptoKong145. Okay, let me
follow right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't got that many followers because I just joined recently, but
I have a lot
subscribed to your YouTube. As soon as you had the spreadsheets on, I said I'm subscribed, I'm followed. Y'all do the same.
145.
Yeah,
145. That's
with the
JPEG. It has the same
with the JPEG. Yeah, with the JPEG.
Oh, you're gonna blow up. I'm about to share this right now.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Sweet.
I'm trying to find the Icosa questions in the chat. Which one did one? Here's not really a question, but you guys see something I'm not seeing?
Let me see. I didn't really go through the Icosa. My Icosa question just came down to, once, if you don't mind, I'll just kind of say my questions first. Through. So it took me a while to even get onto the Hedron Icosa bandwagon because, I'm a guy who likes to let everyone else show me first.
Okay.
before I start, figuring it out. I want y'all to test it, and then I'll come through and reap the rewards. You know what I mean? And so
Solid.
that's I did the same thing with all the stuff, all the airdrops that come through for us. I'm like, y'all go join, have fun. I'll once 6 months go by, if I can still claim it, cool, I will. Right. And so with Hedron, I was fortunate enough, I locked in the 10x. I was all done because I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll just lock it in. I didn't mint it, I just claimed it. And so I started pulling out some of the Hedron right now, and I'm sitting on we'll say half a million Hedron, and I don't even know if that's that much. That's not that much. It's like 500 million Hedron. There you go, $500 million. So I staked it, and I'm starting to earn some Icosa, and it's all fun there. And then I wanted to bring in some Icosa and start earning some more too. Now, with that, when you start staking Icosa, you earn what? Hedron and Icosa? Is that correct?
Oh, yeah. When you stake Icosa, you earn Hedron and Icosa.
Wow.
Okay. So should I do? Is it worth it? Is it even worth it to stake Hedron? Or is it just better to go with the Icosa route for now? Again, not financial advice, but from a pleb view, right? I'm just trying to join my friend over here with Westcott Crypto and some pleb views. Yeah. Let me bring up the idea. So if I happen to just go with because again, I did the Hedron first because I got it. I was like, I don't want to go necessarily buy Icosa right now and get through all that and have all that happen. Let me mint some Icosa from my stakes, and then let's go ahead and start going from there. So now, is it better that I just focus on Icosa and earn it that way?
Yeah, because right now, since we're off the ceiling price, you can't just trade your T-shares for it because you'll be getting a worse rate. So what I have been doing and what I recommend to do is just focus on Icosa, because I mean, Hedron could do 100x, right? Let's just say it does. Then let's say Icosa in return does a 5x and Hedron does a 100x. If Icosa does a 4x or a 5x, then you've pretty much retired and you're living off your yield. Whereas if Hedron does 100x, you just make a 100x. So
oh man.
So yeah, it kind of and then Icosa also has the potential where if Hedron does do 100x, Icosa will probably do more than a 5 or a 4x. It'll probably do maybe a 20 or 15x or maybe even a 10x. Right. So there's a chance you could be earning more yield in Icosa, plus just the compounding's faster, the compounding's better. And the Hedron's kind of I think a Hedron's more of a short term, quick pump. Let's get back into Hex with this sort of thing, where an Icosa could be a perpetual yield. Because it's connected
for me before was the way I would pay it to where I didn't have to sell my Hex anymore. Because you gotta when you sell Hex, guys, that's pain. That hurts. Right. It hurts, man. Because you're I know where this is going. I know where it's going.
Right.
And then Hedron came out, and I was like, oh, cool, you're giving me some free money. I'll take it. But again, I was slow to do the whole staking thing, so I'm just now getting around. And my buddy has been in it now, fucking 4 months or something. He's just making buku money on Icosa over here now, and he got the WhatsApp, and he is and I got him into X. It's a crazy small world, right? It's it's so he was willing to take the risk, and he was like, dude, you got to get it, and I was like, I don't really mess with NFTs. I don't really like staking anything but Hex. I don't
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people did too. They were too much of a Hex maximalist, and I think people are still doing it, where they're they haven't branched, they haven't really taken a second look. You know what I mean?
So Crypto Kong, real quick,
not
financial advice.
Financial advice.
You're telling me $5,000 could potentially retire you in 4 years.
In 4 years. Hex did it, right? Imagine you put $4,000 into the T-shares of Hex. We could also look at the circulating supply of Hex. If we go to a Hex model and do that, it went from 500 million tokens to we're at 500 billion plus right now, or 500 billion in the same time frame it did 10,000x. So at 100x its supply, probably even more than 100x its supply in the same time frame it did a 10,000x. And you always hear Richard talk about how inflation and utility and even a layer zero, it's not the end all be all in crypto. A dog coin will pump more just because it will. So I think Icosa, people are just oh, too much inflation. oh, incentive token, oh, it's too free, but I think people are just overlooking it a little bit. So
Damn, bro.
So why necessarily bother with Hedron in the sense of the staking mechanism? Like, because if you get Icosa and you're earning both, Icosa's the moneymaker, it sounds like. So Icosa would
Icosa's
be
the money
the one
printer.
you want to go ahead and keep on compounding. Whereas
Yeah.
Hedron, you would essentially use it for what? Say HSI stakes or
yeah, so
the
more
auctions?
T shares. Yeah, you could also like use it to compound more Icosa. So as you're earning Hedron in your Icosa stakes, you could add more Hedron onto your stakes, therefore compounding more Icosa to compound your Icosa. You know what I mean?
It does actually still give you more
It-
Icosa when you actually do it that way.
So yeah, if you were to add to your Hedron position, like
Uh-huh.
let's say you create a Hedron stake today and you
Yep.
create an Icosa stake today,
Mhm.
and you were to take your Icosa Hedron yield and then dump it into your Hedron stake, you would start earning more Icosa for that. Because now you have more points. Assuming you didn't end it and then restake and get a worse rate of points, just assuming you just added onto your Hedron stake, you would start earning more Icosa, which then you could compound into more like regular Icosa stakes, which would then compound you more Hedron, which then could compound you more Icosa.
Man,
The
I want to
and
use that. I want to use that Hedron for the HSI auctions though. But every single time I've tried the HSI auctions, I get outbid and I get so mad.
Yeah, it is annoying. It's like we need like a sniping feature like on eBay back in the day. Can I
It's
put, like, a
exactly
max
like
thing?
that. It's exactly
crazy.
like that. It's like
Okay.
right at the end. Someone's like, "Oh, 5 minutes left, snipe," and I get it only adds 5 minutes, but you're just like, "Yo, bro, like why? Why are you doing this
Thought I had
game?
that one.
Why
Thought
are
I
we
had that
playing
one. Thought I
this?"
had that one. Thought I had that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have bought it within the last 5 minutes. Could have bought the last 5 minutes. Yeah. Thought it on
Man,
double.
dog.
If you do
let me
get an
interrupt.
auction though, man, people have been sniping some crazy cheap T-shares at a discount through the auctions and stuff, and getting like mad T-shares, bro. It's crazy.
40 to 60% discounts I've seen.
It's crazy.
So
Insane.
Crypto Kong, man, what you think
Yeah.
about PulseChain and PulseX versus like Icosa and Hedron? Like what's
Oh,
what's the-
okay. So
what's
I
the-
have like kind of a perfect way of like explaining it. So
yes.
I think Richard Hart says like Hex is Bitcoin, right?
right.
So I agree, like Hex is Bitcoin. Then we know PulseChain's Ethereum.
Ethereum, yep.
And then
PulseX
now we
is-
have Icosa Hedron altcoins. And I think it's just gonna just be like that. And I'm not, and I think like PulseX is just your DEX coin. Like I was just watching like tokenomics on it and stuff. It's like pretty good. But like Hex is the Bitcoin. So, and that's kind of how I look at things. Just you just have the RH ecosystem, but a crypto ecosystem within the RH ecosystem.
So make money everywhere else and then store it into Hex.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically Hex is a store of value.
I'm in the same page.
Personally,
guys
like,
agree?
you never want to have to sell your Hex, and you want to be able to transfer all these other assets into value. You know what I mean? Just to pay for gas fees on Ethereum for those stakes that you have there sitting. You know, you're going to want to strategize in that way, and you are going to want to value, at least no financial advice, but look, I value it as, like you said, in Bitcoin. And you look at Hex is going to lead the way in our rallies, right? So Hex will go first, big. PulseChain will follow, like it would, ETH would follow Bitcoin, etc. And then all the alts will come behind that.
Wow.
And
And we
so-
know like alts usually outperform like the large cap Bitcoin,
Yeah.
right? So we could like almost say that a little bit.
Crypto Kong talking that shit right now, though. That's
You know, he's
crazy.
like-
And you get a copy of Hex.
And don't get me wrong, like Hex is like let's say the sure thing to pump. Like if something does decide to go up, like it would probably be Hex. And Icosa isn't like there's no guarantee like Icosa will go up, but just through the buyback function, I think there's like intrinsic value like within Icosa.
Wow.
Well said. Well said. Let me before we go on, let me get one more big brain Hedron ecosystem guy in here. Welcome to the show.
Oh,
Ju Young. How's it going, man?
What's up, Ju Young?
What's up,
Hey,
man?
how are you guys tonight?
I've been
Yo,
watching
so-
all your videos too on this Hedron Icosa guy. I'm trying to learn, man. Teach me. Teach me.
Oh man, I was listening to you guys talking about the value of Icosa and Hedron, and it just, I mean, it blows my mind. So right now, even on Hedron.today, so there's 158 T shares and 195 T shares up for auction for like a value of $7,500,
My God.
which is like absolutely insane. I mean, that's probably like $90,000 or more worth of value you know.
So I know that, I mean, usually that like those are the ones where it's like 11 hours left in the auction and it looks low for now, and then you're like, oh, I could get me some of that. That looks juicy as, and then you and then time keeps ticking a little bit closer, and you're like, oh, gotcha. Now it makes, but you're still getting a crazy freaking discount no matter what, even 40-50% off. You know, something that's normally 90 turn into something that's only 40. That's a phenomenal discount.
Hey, man, I see
Oh,
Sloth
yeah,
trying to get on here. What's going on?
I think it's a great opportunity, especially I've seen times where somebody just kicks off a bunch of auctions all at the same time, and it's like, you know, people just kind of fall into the into what they end up getting. And a lot of times I've seen like 25, 15 T-share stakes go for extremely discounted prices, because when you bid on something, your Hedron is tied up in that auction. Like, you can't bid on anything else with that Hedron. And so with all these big auctions going on, you know, everybody puts their big money, it gets tied up in like these big ones, and a lot of the smaller T-shares go to you know, people. I don't know if they have a lot of T-shares, but I think it's just a great opportunity for people who missed the original Hex launch. Like, it's amazing what Hedron has just blown my expectations away.
Fuck, man.
Is there any speculation to what Alex is building in the dark? We know something else is coming.
No, I mean, I don't really know. I did offer though, you know, that I'd be willing to help if you know, I love to build for the community. I offered to Richard Hart as well, you know, that I would help. I had applied for the wallet position, which I didn't get the job as the front end dev, which is fine. But you know, I just want to build something. You know, I find a lot of value and a lot of fun in building stuff for the community.
Hopefully you don't slow down, man. HSI Watch, fantastic, amazing website. If anyone hasn't seen that, please go there. It will colorfully blow your mind, and also the data is great too. And then yeah, we'll see what else Ju Young's up to building. There's lots of fun ideas floating around and fun things that haven't been built yet. So we'll see on that too. Want to get to this question. I'll pick two questions to answer. Hopefully the people are still here. It's been like 45 minutes ago, but anyone who wants to go for it, Captain Venture, I have a 270-day, 60-day left. We'll split up into two. What do you think? It is referencing what you were talking about earlier.
The accounts, right? So yeah, usually like if you wanted to compound them, I would split them up. I think I saw like cryptographics in the chat talking about like the fees and stuff. I've done the gas fees calculations. So what I had done was I took like 90-day. It was for a smaller friend of mine who only had less Icosa, and he wanted to know if he should do 30-day accounts. And at first I was like, maybe those fees would be completely unsustainable. But I think over a long enough like time frame of 2, maybe even to 8 years, the fees aren't going to matter as long as like Icosa at least hits like $2 or $3, $5 or something like that.
Shit.
And that's like if Hex goes to $5, Icosa should be around, at least Icosa is a multiple of Hex, right? Just as like an intrinsic value of like what it is. So if Hex is at $5, Icosa should be $5, $10, $15 pretty easily, right? And then yeah, we're talking about like paying right now in fees $5 to gain an extra like if we were to do the math, if you were to take 4,000 Icosa and stake it in one account, after 1 year, you would have around like 18,000. But if you were to take that and compound it over 12 accounts, you would have just over that 20,000. So you're actually like, it's compounded, right? So, and yeah, and that's just the unit bias of Icosa. So like, let's say Icosa does go to $2 and you make an extra, let's say 1,000 tokens. Let's say you compound an extra 1,000 tokens, because every 90 days you can increase your position size, which I actually did. I think it was from 600,000 K points to 1 M points. So around like, what is that? 30-40% ish. So if you could do that every 90 days, then let's say you compound 1,000 more Icosa after a year. If Icosa goes to $2,000, you've compounded $2,000 more after a year. Fees for 10 90-day accounts, shouldn't cost more than, I think it was when I did the math, 50 to 75. And then you buy the ETH now, because I saw crypto graphics talking about what happens if the ETH price skyrockets. You just buy the ETH now and load it up now. So when the when the ETH price skyrockets, you've already locked in your 0.001 ETH, and you already have, or your 0.1 ETH, or however much ETH you have, you've already locked in the gas rate. And
so
when
I gotta jump in on that for sorry to when you said something that kind of like tickled my ear on this one, and it's something that I try to tell people. Look, if you're gonna hold on to ETH and you want to DCA into ETH right now and get your ETH, hold it in a different wallet. Like, don't hold it in the same wallets that you have all your other crypto in. I just hold it. Why? Because when scammers, when someone comes up and they get your account and you get scammed, and you connect on a malicious dApp, they don't use any money that they transfer in. They use the money you already have inside it. So if you hold a bag of ETH, they just use that to transfer it out. So if you're going to do that, that's one way of doing it. Most of the time, though, you get more than you would if you just don't buy ETH right now. Like, if you literally buy any other crypto, Icosa, Hedron, Hex,
they'll
Maxi,
outperform it, right?
It's going to outperform Ethereum, 3 to 1, 4 to 1, 5 to 1. So you can go buy way more. Even if Ethereum goes up and does 4x during this time and goes up to $8,000 for Ethereum, and Hex goes up to $2, for example, or even $1, that's still a 10x. You're still looking at 2x your bag right there. So like, I don't like the DCA into Ethereum route personally. But if you are going to do that, then hold it in a different wallet. I just wanted to share that with everyone as well.
And I think that's kind of what I say too. Like, Ethereum's not going to really outperform anything other than Bitcoin, I guess you could say. Yep. So just with that, like, knowledge, like, making the accounts is worth it, especially on a longer time frame, because it's exponentially better compounding. Like, I'm earning 800% APY versus if you wanted to just put it all into one account, that's like 200% APR. Maybe 150% APR. So it's like, it's up to the person. Like, if they want to like save the extra $50 or $100 a year in gas fees, that's fine. But I'm gonna like bank the extra 1,000 or 500 Icosa in like a year. You know what I mean? And if that Icosa goes to $2, then I've profited from spending that fees. And the way I look at it is like, the more work you put in, the more like money you put in now, like the more value you can extract later.
Yep. And it's all copied over, so then you'll be able to have a copy over on PulseChain.
And you just compound your PulseChain copy forever.
You literally and then just bridge over whatever you need to for Ethereum. So like, I'm not necessarily a big proponent of Ethereum. My 2 cents.
Let me pause just for a second and get this last gentleman in before we wrap up. Welcome to the show, Crypto Sloth.
Yo,
what's up, dude? This shit has turned into all the Hedron and Icosa guys. Teach me.
You get attracted. They see the title and they're like, I need to be here. I need to be here.
Finally let me in, Max. I'm over here begging, trying to get.
Yeah, you're only an hour and a half late, so congratulations.
You're over here.
Actually, I didn't even see it till Westcott mentioned. Like, oh shit, Sloth is there. Okay.
Man.
Shout out to Westcott for making me aware that you were in the chat.
Hey, I saw you, Sloth. I had to get you up here, man.
I appreciate it.
I got 2 questions. Someone asked on this one, what do y'all even think about the ETH Fair ETHW? Do y'all even mess with that? Have y'all even looked at it? Have y'all jumped on it one time? I saw a video by Matty Allen who did the how to get your hex on ETHW, and I was like, I saved the website for forever because I was like, I don't want to go do it. I'll just check it out later if I need to. I never went and did it. Have y'all done it?
Yeah, I messed around. Yeah, I didn't sell anything. I just looked at it. So
I made stakes on there. There's no like value, but it's like rolling the dice if there ever is. It's there.
Maybe I just took all of my hex and I just staked it for 5,555 because.
Nice.
I mean, who knows if those networks will even be around by then.
That's a good way. That's a good way to do it right there. I like that idea.
Sloth is like, please put my bags. I went all in on ETH Fair.
Yes, that's exactly
what happened.
Yes, that's exactly it. I got a position. I got like, okay, I like this number of coins, and then I set a couple LP positions, and I just forgot about it. If it becomes something, it does great. If not, like, who cares? It's not a big deal.
Fast Abdul asked that question. Treasure or travesty over on Hedron, Icosa, and Hex on ETHW and ETH Fair. So
it was cool to see the what a system like a copy is. So it kind of like was a prep for PulseChain in a sense. That's really why I did it. I wanted to see like when I added a new network. How
did they ever get it all figured out with the bridge and everything?
There was a bridge. I remember
Because like
there
that's
Maxi.
what kept me from doing it. Like they just like launched it. There was like nothing behind it, and they were like, we just copied because we don't want to be POS. So
It was a pain in the ass. I think I used changenow.org or something like that.
Yeah, that was the one
gotcha.
that so you could get. Hopefully, not many people put fiat in and out of that one. Looking back, the prices are much lower today than they used to be. So, Kong, I don't know if Graphics is still here, but he had a question for you on the ceiling. What's the ceiling price? If you want to address that before we go on.
So what I think could send Icosa to its ceiling price is like right now, if we were to look at the liquidity. So I just don't think very many people are educated on it, because if we look at the Icosa to US dollar liquidity versus the Icosa to Hex liquidity, I think the bottom of the ratio for the Icosa to Hex is at 4, and then the bottom on the Icosa to USD chart is like 16 or 18 cents, and it just doesn't exactly make sense, because like even on the Hex to USD liquidity pair, you have most of the liquidity at the ceiling price right now. So I think that could also be sort of maybe a catalyst, because if more people want to get in, it could be at the ceiling price where a lot of the liquidity is. But what doesn't make sense is on the USD liquidity, it just doesn't make sense, like relative to the Hex to Icosa ratios and stuff. So what I actually think is, as more people get possibly smarter or get more knowledge or get more education on the system, you're going to just have more people buying, less people selling, and that just makes the price go up. And I think like eventually, like if Hex becomes too expensive, then the value proposition and the staking, like if a T-share becomes way too expensive and you can get an Icosa T-share that compounds 800% or 500% APY for half as much or 99% off, then why wouldn't I do that? And then if enough people do that, eventually, like maybe we end up at the ceiling. And yeah, so, and there's nothing, and I think I've made some speculations where like Icosa and Hedron, like maybe not Hedron so much, but Icosa, I look at it like there's nothing necessarily stopping it from going over the ceiling price. Like let's say you have like besides the arbitrage, I guess you could say, but once you start arbitraging it on a large enough scale, like you're gonna start increasing the Hex price, you're gonna start increasing the ceiling price of Icosa, and then you're gonna start like ruining the arbitrage opportunity, and then that just means yield for us stakers. So I just think that like as more people get educated, as there's not enough economic energy to go everywhere, like eventually people are going to find their way into Icosa Hedron.
Oh, I was like, who dropped Westcott? Okay. Sorry. There we go. You're back.
I'm tripping. My bad.
Okay. No worries. Okay. Awesome. Just want to I think it's an interesting question, and I love talking about Wattses because I feel like nobody ever talks about Wattses because there's no chart to trade them, as Tipcatcher says. So that's probably why they're a little under looked at, under talked about maybe. What do you guys think about this?
And no one really got him. Like, I mean, whoever got him got him, but you know.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. OpenSea is almost unusable for Wattsa. Will somebody create a better Wattsa shot? Yeah. What do you all think about that? You may want to jump. Any Hedron experts want to jump in as well?
Okay. Doesn't their Hex market like what's it that it's traded off of? It's like literally
what
Hex
was that
market.
site? There is a Hex something. Yeah. What is
Yeah,
that?
Hex market.
Yeah,
it's Hex market.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they have Wattses on there too now. But
is it better than OpenSea or what? Is that Nate? What this is what you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is. It's just an alternative.
Yeah, it's an alternative, but I think you have to list them personally yourself on there. Like OpenSea, they pull a lot of data so that you can even view NFT collections that aren't for sale and stuff. Like you can like view the collections on OpenSea. With like Hex Market, you can't just view stuff. Like you have to like put it on the market for it to see. So like you can't like place bids on like Wattses and HSIs that just like exists. I think a model that's pretty good that exists is a NFTX, where they basically create pseudo liquidity pools, where they create actual liquidity pools based on NFTs. Now they don't, that doesn't really work for stuff like HSIs and Wattses, where each one are like fairly unique in terms of like the number of points that you have, or like the number of T-shares that you have. But I do think it's possible to have a pretty good decentralized marketplace for Wattses, and even more important, I think having a system to do peer-to-peer collateralization of your Wattses is actually like the end game for these assets, in my opinion.
Wow.
With 21,332 Wattses on the table now left.
Yep. Yeah, over 1 trillion points have been burned, which equates to like $1 million worth of money that went into like we'll just call it the sacrifice or whatever, for the minting of the what's has been burned already. So that's a pretty big milestone in my opinion.
Love watches. ATX, it sounds like you got to run now.
Yeah. I'm gonna hop on off, guys. Thank you so much for having me on, RHMax. We're gonna actually get on, and I would love to set a time with all of y'all individually, mother suckers, to just get on one of my streams. So
For sure.
I actually
Yeah, of
followed
course.
every single one on of y'all on Twitter and on YouTube. So you should
Nice.
have a new follow from me, guys. Go check these dudes out. They know what they're talking about. Go give them a follow on Twitter. Go give them a subscribe on YouTube. They deserve it. I put all their links down in the chat as well, so y'all are gonna see all of their names. So that way y'all can have all the fun, because I cannot wait to join this ecosystem with all of you. But again, would love to have y'all on one of my streams at some point in time. But if not, I'll definitely be catching one of yours later.
Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
by.
It's nice to meet you, man.
Friends,
Yeah, you
family.
man.
Hey,
Have a
Keep
good
it up.
night.
take care, bro.
Yeah.
See you Wednesday.
See you later,
Bye.
man.
All right.
Hey,
Yeah.
what a good guy.
Yeah, it's the first time I met him. Glad he jumped on. I was going to throw up God, I got to quit saying throw up every freaking time. I'm going to put up on the screen a tweet from Young that I wanted to talk about before we wrap up. I think it's pretty interesting. Let me go to my notes. That if you aren't following Young on Twitter, you want to tell them your handle, Young, so we can get more people following you. Oh, no, I got to add back to the stream. There you go.
Hey.
Sorry about that. I hit refresh and I was on the wrong tab.
I did the same thing.
I was like, what happened to Westcott? I was literally, there's so many people here. I was like, who left? Oh shit, Westcott.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know if you called it Young, but what's your Twitter? Oh, well, actually, never mind. I'm gonna put it up here. Just paste the screen. There we go. You can see Hunter FX 211. Very easy to remember for everyone.
Uh-huh.
I like this tweet. You want to kind of explain your thinking on this one and just kind of elaborate on it a little bit. I think it's pretty fun to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how accurate the testnet prices are right now, but I just added like a nominal amount of liquidity to the liquidity pool, and I staked it against the Pulse and PulseX pair, and it was giving me something really crazy, like 40 million ROI, like $40 million in a year. I'd be like, I'll be okay with that. I don't think I provided that much liquidity, but if
Wow.
I mean, if that's the ROI on the pool, then sign me up. Yeah.
Wow. God.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's always that. So that's a question. It's like, how seriously should we take testnet numbers? Like, part of me is like, not at all, because they're
Not at
testnet, but the other part of me is like, are people on testnet? Is there some data we can pull from what's going on there to give us some idea? Is there any metric on testnet that could tell us what's going to happen on mainnet, whether it be price or whether it be volume or anything? Like, is there anything we can take from testnet?
I'd say not yet, not in my opinion, just because we're not in the full mainstream hype cycle with retail and stuff. So we only got really like hexagons on here messing around with it. But that's how I would look at it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think once the bridge opens up, the actual price and the value of PulseChain will kind of fall into place, and we'll know a little bit better then. But I've been seeing tweets, people coming up to other people asking about PulseChain, or talking about PulseChain. I think it's out there. A lot of people are excited for it. I think it's going to do really well. Regarding providing liquidity, though, it's hard to say if that'll be a good move off the bat, because things could get very volatile in price, and I've heard things about impermanent loss when things get really volatile. So, but I mean, that's kind of out of my area of expertise.
If you look at Hex's launch and you look at that example, maybe you may give us some indication of what was potentially a possibility for these products.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion of No, you can't really get any useful information. I mean, people just do stupid stuff for the sake of doing stupid stuff because it's a testnet, right? Like none of it's real. Like I think I saw someone just send Hex to $6 because fuck you. Like who cares? Right? Like I was on stream.
Don't make me do it again, Sloth. Don't make me do it again.
Do it on
$12 next time.
Show us you're a real one, man.
Oh, getting me pumped up for that one. Man. Bring out the cold wallets on that one, sir.
I was doing a stream with Dylan from Fiat and Famous and everything, and like he was just sitting there chucking 50K worth of USDC to send the Pulse price up just to liquidate some short positions, right? Like you're just doing stupid stuff because you can, and it's testnet and it's fun, and it's like because of that you can't really take things seriously because people aren't doing what they would actually do, and like most people like aren't actually participating. Like I personally haven't touched V3 at all. Like I don't think even once I've got on there. So like there are a whole number of market participants that aren't doing anything. I would say to press me on like one thing that you might be able to use as some kind of yardstick for actual mainnet, maybe is the Pulse to PulseX ratio. Maybe. And like that's like the thing that I would say the most because it's like non-USD denominated and it's just like relative to each other. Oh, what's up, Franklin?
Good point. That's a good point. Optimality says Icosa, I think, could be a good place for your PulseChain powder. What do you guys think about that?
I actually had something to say about that. So I actually, like Sloth was saying about the Pulse to PulseX pair, how that kind of could potentially mean something just because it's non-US dollar denominated. So what I was looking at just the other day on Testnet was the Icosa to Hex ratio. So how many hexes would buy you one Icosa on the Testnet? And that ratio right now is at 6. So it's still a multiple of Hex even on the testnet, which I don't know if that means something. I don't know if that doesn't mean anything, but it might mean something, right? So I guess what he says, like Icosa could be a good place to store your dry powder. It could be a good place to store your dry powder because if Hex has the most buying power theoretically on the Pulse chain and Icosa is a multiple of Hex, you have a multiple of your buying power essentially in Icosa. So, but there's just less liquidity in Icosa. Like another thing I noticed when PulseChain V3 was launched was probably within 5 minutes, Icosa didn't have any liquidity, so you couldn't actually trade it for anything. Whereas Hedron, Shiba Inu, almost every single other coin I was looking at had some sort of form of liquidity, where Icosa just didn't seem to have any. Now it does have some, but that's something to also take in mind where like Hex is not guaranteed, but guaranteed to have liquidity day one or when the bridge opens up. Where Icosa, if it does have liquidity, it's probably going to be a lot less.
Wow. Interesting point. Westcott do a Bud Light meme.
John,
that would be amazing, man.
That's a good idea. I'm going to start researching that tonight.
Like all the, you got the PepsiCo with what's her name too? Like you should like maybe find some of the controversial ones and then do the memes of those like that.
That's a great idea.
Pex Famous. Yeah. Shout out to Ben Stiller and all the movies he makes. Hex Famous is a big fan as well.
Me too.
Hilarious. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody.
Do it.
Dodgeball.
Do it.
Yeah. You got Starsky and Hutch. You got man. Started on Ben Stiller. So good. Trade Mode James. Nice name. When will RH confirm the bull cycle? Who wants to take that one?
When Bitcoin goes under 11K and pray.
That's the
that's a good
answer.
question. That's a great question. He's still.
He did say 15K.
He did say
15K.
He did say because
in that one interview.
Too much money.
Yeah, but go ahead, Westcott.
No, I was saying that's a good question because are we still waiting for 11K or what? Like what's going on?
Grayscale hit 11K. Grayscale.
Oh, wow.
So he has that to fall back on. We could see a rally in pump, right? And then a really just like end of the year, end of third quarter, fourth quarter, like with the Fed now payment system coming in July. And then that's a precursor to the CBDCs and like the setup to just rock everyone's world. I mean, they're not called black swans for no reason. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We were down for so long. I think it actually does make sense that we go up, right? Because it's like so exhausting being like a dragged out bear market.
What a bear market, man! My God.
But Yeah, I don't know. Like, why would we break the 4-year cycles? That's what I always think too. Like, and we got an election year in the U.S. next year. I just don't understand like what is so much different about this time around. It seems like the world and everything is kind of more chaotic, and there's just more craziness going on. So it's like, just enjoy the ride.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Dude, Ju Young, amazing suggestion there. Talk about movies and parodies.
You
That
get all
scene
the,
is fantastic.
all the
Yeah.
crypto communities coming out, you know.
Oh,
Anchorman.
they're about to fight.
You know what I'm saying?
that's a
That
good
epic
idea.
fight from Anchorman, right? All the crypto communities, or just.
Oh, we got to do that. We got to do that. Maybe in Miami. Let's do that.
Oh, man,
All of us just
yeah.
fight each other.
We're gonna have a set schedule. There's so many good
You
ideas.
need,
Yeah.
you need
Crypto
XRP,
boxing
you
events.
need Cardano, you're gonna need Bitcoin in there.
Yo, the crypto fight. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
crypto boxing events.
Yeah.
Are you guys thinking like deep faking their face on the bodies of the people in Anchorman, or?
Ooh,
I'm talking.
we got-
Yo, yeah. Good
You need to
idea.
get
ChatGPT,
Richard Hart
Dolly.
versus Jack Levin
Oh my gosh.
in the
If we
ring.
did, there's so many different ways you could play that. Yeah, it could be the founders fighting each other. It could be the communities fighting each other.
Yeah.
Interesting. This one from Franklin makes me think of something actually. So, is there going to be an opportunity to get cheap PHSIs on the pre-bridge, or like how are the auctions going to work? I'll throw it to Sloth in case anyone else. If nothing else, I feel like Sloth has thought about this, but anybody else can jump in too.
But you're asking if there'd be better deals on pre-bridge?
Yeah, is there a way to get better deals with PHSIs where somewhere in between PulseChain launching? Is there some kind of opportunity there?
Yeah, I mean, probably. Like it's just a ratio trade, just like if you were to swap on PulseX yourself pre-bridge, because you don't know what dollar value the Hedron and E-Hex has. The only thing you have to go on is like their relative ratio to each other based on like the T-share and all those values that you can calculate. So you're just like when you're bidding and winning HSIs on the liquidation auction, you're just swapping your Hedron for Hex, staked Hex. And so it's the same kind of concept where it's like, do you know if you're getting a good deal one way or another from a ratio trade on PulseX if you're swapping Pulse to PulseX? And it can be hard to tell because you don't know what those ratios are going to turn out to be once they get denominated in dollar values. Which means that there is a potential opportunity to get really, really, really cheap T-shares on the liquidation auction. But also at the same time, you might overpay after the bridge opens and then the ratios go in the opposite direction. So I'm trying to think if there's a good way to calculate it out. I mean, so all those HSIs will have a corollary on Ethereum in the first place. So you could just go and see like what they went for. If there's less activity on PulseChain, then presumably auctions that have finished up on Ethereum will have finished up, and then they will still be there on PulseChain potentially. So what you could do is see what those went for, and if it went for less, and you think that the ratio between E-Hex and E-Hedron will be the same as P-Hedron and E-Hex, then if you can get a better deal than what that person got on Ethereum, then like that could potentially be a good trade. Yeah.
And you're going to add that PulseChain support to your website, right?
You have to bug me some more, Max. You gotta keep asking for more features.
What
man.
paid group do I need to join to get the freaking feature, man?
I don't know.
need to see the feature.
Maybe I'll make you have a subscription to the think tank.
Is that look into
guys.
Hedron Pro? Am I going to look at Hedron Pro account? The people need to know. The people need to know these numbers.
Hey, guys, I had a lot of fun. I got to go put the kids to bed, so I'll check in with you
Sounds
guys
good, man.
next time. Yo,
See you
Crypto
later,
Call,
man.
we got to talk, man. for
Yeah, we'll
sure.
talk later, man.
All right, guys. Have a good
Thanks,
night.
Westcott.
Nice to meet you, man.
Take care.
All right,
No
see you
problem.
later.
You too. All
Later.
right, take care.
All right, yeah, I need to wrap up too as well. There's some amazing comments. You guys are hilarious. Let me post a couple here. Fast Abdul says, plus the like button or SEC will make Hex security. So it's not your best comment, but you've had so many that the rating Fast Abdul's comments is hard to do because he has so many funny ones. So it's a compliment, Fast Abdul. Crypto Kool-Aid, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. I'm gonna go watch dodgeball tonight.
Better wear your bibs. I love that movie.
Michelle pulls up on the scooter. Oh, that guy's a great character too. Let's see. I already said. Oh yeah, that's right. 8-bit. Yep, that's where we're talking about too. Bat fight. It's a gentleman's game. Oh man. You're good. You're good. Chad says later, boys. Got to hit the weights in sauna. It's a Chad thing to say. It's a Chad thing to say. Dip, dodge, duck, dip, and dodge. Those are the famous words. I think we're gonna end on that one. Gentlemen, any last words? I'm not on mute. Cool. Any last words and anything you guys want to take us out on, Kong? We'll start with you and kind of go around go to the final four here.
I think just thanks for having me on, man. And I really appreciate your time today and your time in the community in general. Like, I watch a lot of your streams, and I know like it's not exactly easy to get that going every single time. So I just really appreciate your time and what you're doing for the community. And thank you, man.
Of course. If Sloth didn't come on or GIF, I wouldn't have any content. So I got to shout out to them too. I'm just the host. I don't really have anything to talk about. I just get the people together. I get the people going. Okay, Will Ferrell, get the people going. Nate, what's going on, man?
Yeah, man, I just can piggyback on that and just continue to give you admiration for what you do. And I think this is really cool. I'd like to see you do this again with an open stage. I think it's really beneficial. And for everybody out there, keep the faith in the system. And it's math. Code doesn't lie. So here we go. That's it.
That's true. Appreciate that. Drew Young, what's happening, man?
I just, again, to echo everybody else, I appreciate your time and having me on. And I really encourage anybody who hasn't visited hsiwatch.com to do so if they're looking for an alternative or a free way to track their hex stakes or HSI hex stakes. But otherwise, just really excited. I think everybody in the community has a bright future here with PulseChain getting ready to launch. So, yeah, I'm ready.
Shit, awesome, man. Sloth, what you're an hour and a half late, so what do you got to say for yourself?
You're welcome.
Mic drop. Nice.
No,
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Thanks for having me on, Max. It's good to see you, buddy.
Of course.
What's up, everybody?
Sloth has made his 10th appearance, or something like that. I'll have to go back and see. I'm pretty sure he's trying to beat GIF. GIF's got like 11 or 12. I'm just throwing numbers out. I don't really know. I read it in a book. Yes. Ben Stiller's happening tonight. I'm going to watch one of those movies. All right, everyone. Appreciate you, Bran. Yeah, everyone. Thanks for showing up. This was probably the most successful, the most watched open mic. So I think we're going to keep doing it. Nice, Bran Hammer. I think we're going to keep doing it. I'm trying to do it like once a month or so. And then it's helped to sign people up beforehand. I tend to get more attendance and people not scrambling at the last moment. So I'm going to try to keep doing that. Everyone, where can people find you? I know Crypto Kong, you have is it crypto at Crypto Kong 145? Is that correct?
Yeah, at Crypto 145 everywhere.
Crypto Kong 145.
Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nate, where you're at Nate N8, right?
Yep. N8 on Twitter. Just Nate Mintz on YouTube. That's it.
And Juyang, you're Hunter FX21, if I remember. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, that was like my old username way back in the day. Yeah, 211 actually.
Well, Crispy Man changed his from Crispy Man 2 to Hexfire. No pressure, but it rolls off the tongue a little better. HSI Watch, or maybe Ju Young loves Hex or something. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. I'll remember it. Hunter FX21. I'll remember it. And then Sloth shilling his stuff in the title as usual. Go find out all his stuff. Find out what he eats for breakfast and all the shorts he does about donating.
Question, Max. I don't eat breakfast.
Yep. Well, that's on you and your body, man. I like a healthy breakfast myself. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for coming. With that being said, appreciate you all. Scivive and 5555, everyone. We are out.
Thank you.